GamingBolt presents 15 things you need to know before you buy Halo Wars 2. The scenario for a console RTS is different this generation with a new developer, new modes, and a different approach to its controls. The sequel may well be a mysterious new beast. So, let's take a look at the 15 things you need to know before buying Halo Wars 2. First, Halo Wars for PC. For its time, Halo Wars was a pretty big trailblazer. A console RTS from a major publisher that was exclusive to its platform and that too grounded in the Halo universe was unorthodox to say the least. However, it never came to PC, thus making Halo Wars 2 the first time the franchise will actually adopt full mouse and keyboard support when it releases on Windows 10. No crossplay, for engine reasons. When Microsoft announced its Xbox Play Anywhere features and confirmed crossplay between certain games on Xbox One and Windows 10, 343 Industries noted that Halo Wars 2 would not be among the said titles. Sure, the imbalance between controller and keyboard users was a given, but there's actually another reason. According to Xbox boss Phil Spencer, it's actually due to long-standing engine reasons. This doesn't mean it'll arrive anytime soon, but don't rule it out just yet. Setting contained in one location. Halo Wars was set on the planet Harvest and pretty much predated the Covenant's attack on Reach, and the war on humanity in general. Halo Wars 2 mixes this up slightly, taking place on Installation 00, also known as the Ark. Created by the Forerunners, this is where the crew of UNSC Spirit of Fire awakened before encountering the Banished. 13 Mission Campaign. Those interested in the story will have 13 different campaign missions to engage in. Thus far, we know about a new enemy, which involves striking back against Decimus, who's one of antagonist Atriox's generals, by the way. 3 campaign missions have apparently been revealed as well, with one revolving around the rescue of Alice 130, a member of Red Team. 343 Industries hasn't showcased too much of the campaign though, so it's best to wait and see what's in store. Skirmish against AI. If you're thirsting for more PvE action outside of the campaign, then it's possible to head into Skirmish and battle AI enemies. Sure, it's possible to invite people to play against, but why not just stomp the AI instead? While you're at it, team up with a friend and stomp them together. Blitz mode. If Halo 5 brought MOBA elements to the series, then Blitz in Halo Wars 2 goes a different route with its card battling mechanics. Control points exist to be contested, and holding more than your opponent for a longer period of time helps you win, like Dominion in Call of Duty. The twist is that your units and ability are supplied via cards, thus allowing you to spend energy to deploy them. 12 cards and a leader are held all together with the ability to play 4 cards at any given time. Blitz Firefight. What if you don't want to fight online and get totally schooled by the Hearthstone pros turned Halo Wars 2 stompers? Well, don't worry, because Blitz will also include Firefight, a PvE-only mode where you can team up with a friend to battle for control points against increasingly difficult AI opponents. Play your cards right and victory is assured. The question is, will we ever get an endless Firefight mode in a new Halo? Make it happen already, 343. Co-op support. Halo Wars 2 is limited to online co-op, which makes sense given how difficult it would be to split screen in RTS, but you're not restricted by the modes in question. Blitz, Campaign, and Skirmish all support co-op, thus allowing you and a friend to cruise together, building up your forces and steamrolling the Banished as you see fit. Prometheans playable in multiplayer. Then again, you may have one other faction to deal with. Though not outright confirmed by the developer, the Prometheans could be a playable faction in the various multiplayer modes. This doesn't mean they'll appear in the campaign, though it's not exactly far-fetched, especially given when Halo Wars 2 takes place. But a multiplayer inclusion wouldn't be the oddest choice for those teleporting jerks. 6 playable leader characters. Leaders are fairly important in Halo Wars 2, especially in Blitz where they bring their own unique cards, passive abilities, and whatnot. Thus far, Captain Cutter and Atriox are confirmed, while Professor Anders, Isabel, Decimus, and Shipmaster look to be very highly likely for leader roles. With Blitz supporting 3v3, it would be interesting to see how these 6 different leaders with various powers and units would collide. Microtransactions, but not pay to win. Much like REQ packs in Halo 5, Halo Wars 2 will have card packs that can be purchased with real money. Packs can typically be earned by completing missions and challenges, but given how Blitz works, there's a concern of it devolving into a pay-to-win scenario. 343 studio heads recognize this concern and say the team is expressly tuning to prevent these types of scenarios. We're waiting to see how this works out though in the final game. No HDR support. We're still a long ways off from Project Scorpio and its 4K goodness, but at least we have the Xbox One S available to provide support for high dynamic range lighting, right? Unfortunately, Halo Wars 2 will not support HDR. It's not a case of future updates implementing it either. As per 343 Industries design director Clay Jensen, future sequels will likely implement HDR, but it's never happening for Halo Wars 2. Manually split units. The original Halo Wars did its best to simplify its RTS controls for ease of use with the Xbox 360 controller. In the process, some of the finer nuances of strategy were lost. Halo Wars 2 gets around that by allowing you to quickly switch between your base and your units in battle with the D-pad. It's now possible to select units manually and split them off into different groups. These can be switched between at your leisure during battle. Standalone tutorial. Of course, many of you who have never played an RTS, let alone a console one, are probably still wondering, how hard is it to pick up Halo Wars 2? Along with a more refined control scheme, the Creative Assembly has a standalone tutorial that will teach you the basics of attacking, base building, and more. The campaign's initial missions will also help ease you into the mechanics and gameplay. Closer camera. In order to make players feel more involved with battles, Halo Wars 2 has its camera moved slightly closer to the action. There's already been a bit of dissent voiced about the camera though. Some feel it doesn't allow you to admire the scenery, while others want more freedom to zoom out. Regardless, if you've ever wanted to be more intimately acquainted with your units, or admire their animations more easily, then this camera's got you covered. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.